Well, greetings to all after the Christmas and New Year break. I'm sorry I missed talking on Zoom in that time, but I'm here now and looking forward to sharing a few thoughts with you. This was the most recent diagram sent to me, and it's excellent really because it summarises pretty much what logotherapy says about the human condition. Apologies for the lack of inclusive language. It wasn't part of Frankl's repertoire when he wrote some years ago. What the human being actually needs is not a tensionless state, but rather the striving and struggling for some goal worthy of being human. I like the steps idea because they disappear into the ether, really. How many steps are there? Well, it depends. I want to be a little controversial because it might be good to have some discussion. I put this on Facebook. I will put it on Facebook on my own page and also on the Viktor Frankl Institute members page. And there is a public page, which I hope to put it on as well, which covers a worldwide audience. I usually get banned by Facebook when I do that, and I have to object. So just be careful. It takes some time. But please comment if you wish, because the opportunity will be there. So let's be a little controversial. Are we really satisfied as Australians in life itself? Well, part of me says no. And the reason for that is the number of antidepressants prescribed in Australia on a daily basis. This is an upside down diagram. So in fact, the large prescriptions are down the bottom. And you'll notice that we in Australia rank 4th. We were ranking 2 at one stage, but we've gone back to 4th now, thank goodness, behind Canada, Portugal, and Iceland for the number of prescriptions per day of antidepressants. We in the lucky country. Why is that so? Really, it's part of that whole concept that we can reduce the human being to a medical or psychological issue, and we can cure life itself. We can make life better for you. And what Frankl tended to say was simply that psychology and medicine were all good, but the human being is more than that. We tend to want a cure for life. And that keeps coming up. Just go on the websites and have a little look and say, what does life balance mean? I had a look this morning and found self-discipline, consistency, planning ahead, taking care of yourself. I can't argue with any of that. They're great behavioural, psychological ways of doing things. Step 1 was not defining what balance really means. And balance means more than simply being content with myself. You see, this is where we tend to go, these sorts of diagrams. Let's get that straight and everything will be fine. As I've tried to say before, looking inwards is not the full answer. You must find your meaning in life. You can only find your full satisfaction in life by looking upwards, by looking at those steps and beginning to climb them, by looking upwards. And so essentially, the logotherapy message is different. You must look outwards and climb the stairs. You must define that balance means more than self-discipline and consistency and forward planning and taking care of yourself. It means looking up and progressing and facing life's challenges, whatever they may be. The key question of logotherapy is, what does life ask of me now? I always hope that it won't ask too much, but one never knows when it will ask quite a lot. And logotherapy is really human wisdom from centuries writ large. This is Meister Eckhart. We've had something like this in previous times. Meister Eckhart is writing in the 13th century, and he's saying, you know, life is not to be questioned. Life is. And asking why is not a reasonable response. Life is. And we can only find light through trudging through the darkness, by looking beyond the self. That's what Einstein was trying to tell us about how to keep a balanced life. It's like riding a bicycle, and you cannot ride a bicycle looking backwards. You must look forwards, you must look up. That's what Snoopy was trying to tell us, looking upwards. That's the secret of life, looking beyond the self. And that's the key of Frankl's message and logotherapy's message, that what we need, what our ultimate need is, of course we need to have medical cures and we need to have psychological approaches to our problems, but what we ultimately need is something to live for, what to aim to get to the top of those stairs, to climb the staircase. And we have no choice. We can sit at the bottom or we can climb. And really, we have to climb. Thank you for listening. A little bit long, but please make some comments and start a conversation.